Hi, everybody. Welcome to Binford Chronicles. I have some news for you today, and it's very important news. It's in regards to the elections. I need you guys to be aware of this information. It is very, very important that for you to know that Florida is a closed election state. Only voters who are registered members of political parties may vote for respective party candidates or nominees for an office in a primary election. So, folks, this is a primary presidential election, and because the Democrats selected only Biden. He was the only nominee that they selected. So nobody's running against him. There's nobody to vote against him. So in the part of the ballot where the presidential election is, you need to be a Republican if you want to vote in this primary, because that's the only candidate that's running. So we, the Republican side, picked several nominees. And when you get your ballot, you need to be aware that some of those nominees have already fallen off the ballot. So don't vote for somebody that's not on the ballot anymore. We need to take our ballot seriously and vote for the candidate that you want to win. And this is Trump country. I'm in Florida. This is Trump country. The primaries, this is a perfect example for us to all get out and vote, show how many people are voting for Trump in the primaries, and then vote again in the general election. So let me go through all of the election dates and election information for you. I'm going to go back to the slide. So all registered voters, regardless of party affiliation, may vote on issues and nonpartisan races during a primary election. So what that means, folks, is we're going to have county commissioners. If there's any nonpartisan in there, you'll be able to vote. For the sheriff's department, they have a nonpartisan, they have Republicans, and they have a no party affiliation in there. So you should be able to vote in there as well, unless no party affiliation candidate drops out. And then you'll have the school board. That's a nonpartisan race. So you'll be able to vote in that. So let's go back. And my dog is barking at somebody. So take a look here. We've got the 2024 primary election. Voting deadline is July 22nd. Early voting is August 10th through August 17th. And these are the 3 polling places for early voting, which is Sebastian City Hall, Supervisor of Elections Office, and the main library in Vero Beach. Your mail-in ballot request deadline is August 8th by 5 p.m. And that's for the primary election. And election day is August 20th from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I got this from the Supervisor of Elections website. Not everybody goes there, so I decided to copy it, put it on a slide for you guys. So the 2024 presidential preference primary election, voter registration deadline. Listen to this, folks. The voter registration deadline is February 20th. That's in a few days. February 20th is the deadline for you to register to vote and change your affiliation so you can vote in the presidential preference primary election. Early voting is going to be March 9th through March 16th. And again, the early voting locations are going to be Sebastian City Hall, Supervisor of Elections Office on 43rd Avenue, and the main library in Vero Beach. And mail-in ballot request deadline for this election is March 7th, and they need to receive it by 5 p.m. on March 7th. And the election day is going to be March 19th. You'll be able to vote from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Very important information. Now let's move on to the 2024 general election. Your voting registration deadline there is going to be October 7th. Your early voting is going to be October 21st through November 2nd. Early voting locations, again, is Sebastian City Hall, Supervisor of Elections on 43rd Avenue, and the main library in Vero Beach. For the 2024 election, the mail-in ballot request deadline is going to be October 24th by 5 p.m. They need to receive it by 5 p.m. or earlier. And the election day for the 2024 general election is going to be November 5th, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Okay. And remember, folks, the 2024 presidential primary election, only voters who are registered members of a political party may vote for the respective party candidates or nominees for an office in a primary election. Okay, so I hope that clarified it for you guys. It's really important that you get out there, and if you're going to change from Democrat or NPA to Republican, you'll need to do that if you want to vote. Do it before February 20th if you want to vote in the presidential primary election. So guys, let's get out there. Let's do our voting. Let's make our voices loud and clear by bubbling in that ballot and participating. This is the form of democracy that we practice in this great representative republic. Remember, we are a representative republic that practices democracy in the voting cycle because that puts the power in the hands of the people. And your representatives are there to represent the people. So it's really important that you get to know your representatives. Also, follow me on Twitter. And if you look below, you'll see my Twitter after you see my daughter's Give, Send, Go page, which is Hannah's _operation. But go to my Twitter at jbin_chronicles. And you will be able to join our electronic town hall Q&A sessions where we bring the candidates to you. So at Binford Chronicles, we're about giving you access to the candidates so you can ask questions of those candidates and get to know them and really know when you go to bubble in that ballot, whether you liked the answers the candidates gave you, whether you felt a connection with the candidate, whether you truly felt if that candidate was going to represent you. And remember, the county commission seats are really important locally because they hold the power of the purse. They have great power in our county. So visit my Twitter page, X. It's called X now, but I still refer to it as Twitter because a lot of you guys are still getting back on to X and you still remember it as Twitter. But anyway, please share this because it has the election information and it's really important that everybody knows just in a few days. You have a few days to get your registration, your voter registration changed if you need to have it done. And make sure you get out there and vote this primary election. We need to make a presence in our primary elections. And please, please join us at our electronic town halls. I also have a co-host. His name is Mike, and he works with To The Point podcast. That's his podcast. And you can see that on Rumble. You can see it on Twitter, X. You can see it on Spotify. It's a great place to go visit if you're a conservative, and that's where you would like to hear some information as well. All right, and that's it for today. Please share and make sure everybody gets the word out. We need to vote. Thank you again, and enjoy.